71% of companies that exceed lead and revenue goals have a customer persona. Hey there, Austin Colson here with AC Web, and today I want to talk to you about customer personas, identifying who your target audience is. So I'll lead off by saying this is something that I'm actively working on, learning about, and need to apply better myself, but I think it's interesting enough that I wanted to share it with you. Many books, specifically Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, Dot-Com Secrets by Russell Brunson, amongst a bunch of other things, they talk about starting in one place, and that one place is identifying your ideal customer. So if you're like me, I've been in business for 20 years, I've worked with a lot of clients, and I've kind of worked with everybody. Whoever comes our way, whatever lead we can get, whatever deal we can close, we take it, right? As you get bigger or as you start from scratch and you really identify what you're after, you want to plan things a little bit differently. And the piece that I'm getting from these books that I'm really trying to apply myself is identifying that ideal customer. And when they identify that ideal customer, they do this. If you're starting from scratch, you need to envision this, right? Who is best going to benefit from this problem being solved, or this product, or this service? What do they look like? How are they? Blah, 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 right? If you're in business, you've been for a long time, you can do something where you look at your existing customers, grade them, pick the top performing ones, the ones that are the best paying, they pay on time, they pay well, they don't complain about the price, they're not overly demanding, they appreciate your work, they understand what you do, they respect what you're doing, versus somebody that like pays late or doesn't pay and is always demanding, monopolizes your time, but still wants to pay the minimum, right? Your ideal customer is somebody that pays a lot, pays on time, respects you, lets you do your thing, appreciates what you do, and values the outcome that you give them, right? So you can look at your customer database, and once you identify those, who are those people? For us, it might be dentists, right? And if we take the 5 dentists that we do the best with, we can look at them. How old are they? What race are they? What socioeconomic group are they in? How much money do they make? What do they drive, right? What do they do? So, and it really breaks down to like, in Russell Brunson's book, they're telling this one story where this guy is creating an entrepreneur's podcast, and he narrows it down to like, okay, so the ideal prospect, the ideal listener, the ideal lead for me is this guy. His name's Joe. He's 27 years old. He works at a company. He goes to work every day. He does he does a commute to work. He's not happy while he's there. He puts in his work though. He does what he needs to do. He comes home. He takes care of his kids. He watches a little TV, and he sits there thinking about, what am I doing with my life? What can I accomplish? How do I get out of this bubble, right? So now that he has this persona, this idea of what Joe looks like, now when he creates his marketing message, his podcast, whatever it might be, he's speaking to that specific person, right? So it resonates. So what I'm talking about is really taking the time to look at who your ideal customer is. What do they look like? What are they interested in? What are their hobbies? What are their values? What are their goals, right? Are they somebody that, like for us, I want somebody that values marketing. They understand the value of it. They understand that it's a trial and error process. It's something you have to invest in. It's something that takes time. It's something that takes a lot of work and a lot of skill, and then you need somebody that can do it for you. Or they're doing it themselves, but they're gonna be involved in the process. Not just somebody that's like, marketing is a thing. I'll throw money in it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm gonna leave them alone, and then if I don't get anything back, I'm not gonna pay them anymore, right? I want somebody that's invested, understands the value of it, right? So looking at those kind of things, who is the ideal customer? What are their values? And then how do I speak to them? So in the marketing message, it might be, hey, you're somebody that values your marketing. You understand the value of it. You've put the time in, you've put the sweat into it, but you're not getting the results you need. You just need a little support getting from here to there, and we're the company that do it, right? So what it allows you to do is if you can put yourself in their shoes and understand their position, understand their mindset, understand their goals, understand their ideal outcome, then you can craft your messaging. The whole book's about like funnels and a whole lot of steps that go into marketing. But for right now, this video is just about kind of visualizing your ideal customer. Once you visualize them, now you can craft your messaging. You craft your website, your brochures, your mailers, your ads, whatever. You can speak to them directly. And yes, it's niching down, and then it's niching down some more because now you're looking at a specific type of person. But all the books I've been reading and the stuff I've been seeing, it really makes a difference if you can visualize this person and speak to them directly. Speak to their concerns, speak to their lifestyle, speak to their ideal outcome, their goals, their pain points, right? Like if you can understand them, then you can speak to them directly. And if you've really identified them, now you can look at where they're looking at things online. We're digital marketing, right? So we're gonna speak online, but it might be print, right? So like if we're after dentists and we know it's a certain type of dentist, what websites are they reading? Now that we know who they are, we can look at that. What materials are they looking at? If we send a shock and awe box, like what kind of stuff is gonna resonate with them? In our case, they're probably gonna be early adopters, right? So they're gonna want coffee cups that stir themselves and iPods and iPads and Teslas and stuff like that, right? So if we're putting something in their shock and awe box, that little package we send after the proposal that gets them interested again, there might be something neat in there like a cup that stirs itself or some piece of tech or some coupon to buy tech or whatever it might be. But now we can tailor what we do to them. We can tailor our messaging. We can tailor our ads. We can tailor our promotional products. We can tailor our shock and awe box, our follow-ups, our nurture emails, our sales letter. It can all be tailored if you understand who you're trying to talk to. So my nugget for today is try to look at who your ideal customer is, really spend some time trying to identify them, and then craft your messaging around that.